Hi everybody, it's Mike here from Active Training World, and this is the race briefing video for the Ashridge Duathlon that's taking place on the Sunday the 20th of February. Okay, so first thing to say about this event is regarding the venue. Okay, so the venue is Ashridge House. Okay, so don't confuse that with the Ashridge Estate. The Ashridge Estate is a National Trust venue. It's in the same sort of area of the Chilterns, but it is not where this event is being held. It is actually being held at Ashridge House. So check out your race information that we will made available to you, and just check the venue address to make sure that you go to the right place. Basically, this venue is absolutely outstanding. We had it described to us that it's like taking part in an event at Hogwarts. Basically, this really beautiful old stately home, and you guys get a chance to run around it, and also the transition area also is laid out in front of it, so you go off and do your cycling around the Chilterns in front of this amazing venue. So anyway, yeah, make sure you go to the right place. Ashridge House, not the Ashridge Estate. So you're going to turn up at 7:30, well, from 7:30 in the morning. That is when the car park will open. When you arrive at 7:30, please do follow the instructions from the marshals. They will ask you which event that you are taking part in. The reason for that is because those of you taking part in the super sprint will be put into a separate car park from those of you taking part in the sprint and the standard. It's all to do with being able to get you out a little bit earlier because the race will still be going on for the others. Okay, so please do just follow the instructions from the marshals. So you're going to turn up, you're going to park in the appropriate place, and then you're going to head over to registration. Registration will be over near the transition area and the finish area. It's all going to be really obvious when you turn up. You'll see it all in front of this amazing stately home, and that is going to be open from 7:30 a.m. Okay. So you're going to head up to registration. When you get there, you're going to be asked for your name. You'll also be asked if you've said that you have a race license, that you already belong to a member of British Triathlon or Triathlon England. You will be asked to evidence of that, which is normally on your phone. You'll have an ability to download that onto your phone. If you don't have evidence of that, then you will be asked to pay for a day license on the day. Those of you who have already signed up to say that you are taking the day license, that's not necessary. Okay, so obviously you've already paid that additional for the additional day license. So you're going to register. At registration, you will be given your race numbers. Okay, so you will be given 2 race numbers, and then you're going to be given a chip. Okay, a timing chip and an ankle strap, and you will also be given 2 stickers. Okay, so what are they for? So your numbers, your race numbers. So your race numbers go on your front and on your back, okay? You need to wear a race number on the front for the run and for the back for the bike. Now, obviously, in a duathlon, the simplest way of doing that is to pin them, okay, both front and back, one number on the front, one on the back. However, those of you who like to wear race belts, okay, if you're into your triathlons, then you may have a race belt. Then basically you can wear one number and just spin it round for the front for the run and for the back for the bike, okay? That choice is entirely up to you. Then you're also going to be given the stickers. So the stickers, one goes on your helmet, and the other sticker will go onto the somewhere on your bike, normally on your top tube or on your seat post of the bike. The reason those stickers are there is so that we can identify that your bike and your helmet belongs to you, and you will have to show your race number when you take your bikes in and out of transition to make sure that no one else is stealing your bike. It's just a security way of securing your bike and making sure that everything is kept safe, or your belongings are kept safe. Okay. Then you will also be given, like I say, an ankle chip. So the ankle strap and your timing chip is what activates the timing mats at the start of the race, when you go in and out of transition, and then also at the finish line, okay? So you need to wear the ankle strap on your left ankle, okay? Please don't cover it up, don't wear it underneath socks or compression wear or anything like that. Please make sure that the chip is actually on the outside of your ankle, and that it is visible, and that way it increases the chances of the timing mats picking up the message from the chip and getting a good quality read through to make sure your times are accurate. Okay. The ankle strap, very simply, is a little Velcro strap. It just basically feeds round the back of the chip, and then you put it on your ankle and just wrap it round. Okay. If you're having any trouble with it whatsoever, then just ask the guys at registration. They'll show you how the ankle straps work. All right, nice and simple. Make sure, just going to reiterate again, it goes on your left ankle. Okay, so please wear it on your left ankle. The reason for that is if you wear it on your right ankle, it can get caught in your chain when you're on the bike. Okay, and those of you who are doing a relay, okay, then your ankle chip will basically be your relay baton, if you like. So that is what you will hand over between the different disciplines to sort of like, you know, for the next person to go off. So that is how you're going to hand it over, as I treat it as a relay baton. Okay. Right, so after you've been given all that stuff, then you are going to go over to your transition area, and your number will correspond to a number in the racking area. Each distance of race will have its own racking allocated to it. So if you're doing the super sprint race, you will be racking near where all the other people who are doing the super sprint race are. Where you're doing the sprint race, they will all be together, and those of you doing the standard will all be together. At this point, what I'll do is just go over the race distances which are taking place. So like I say, we've got the super sprint, the sprint, and the standard. So the super sprint is a 2.5k run, a 13k bike, and a 2.5k run to finish. Put it very simply, that is 1 lap of the run, 1 lap of the bike, and 1 lap of the run. So that's nice and simple, 1, 1, 1. The sprint, okay, is a 5k run, 26k bike, and then a 2.5k run. So that is 2 laps run to begin with, 2 laps run on, 2 laps biking, and then 1 lap run at the end. And the standard distance is a 10k run, a 39k bike, and then a 5k run at the end. So that is a 4 lap run to begin with, a 3 lap bike, and then a 2 lap run at the end. So that's 4, 3, 2. Okay. You obviously are responsible for counting your own laps and ensuring you do the correct number of laps. It'll be pretty obvious on your chip timing if you suddenly turn up twice as fast as someone else that you've not done the correct number of laps. So we'll be able to work that out. So after you've registered, you're going to head over to your transition area, find your racking point on the poles, and then you're going to set up your transition zone. So in your transition zone, what you're going to do is you're going to rack your bike on the pole by the saddle, and you'll have it pointing towards you. Okay, so your handlebars will be pointing towards you. You're then going to put any trainers or shoes or anything that you want to leave in that transition area next to your bike, okay, next to your front wheel of your bike. We please do request that you don't leave any bags or anything like that around your transition area, because that will just get in the way of everyone else and be be unfair to everyone else to be having big bags lying around. So we do ask that you leave your bags to the side of the transition. We will actually have an area that's large enough so that you can actually leave any spare bags you've got, etc., at the side of the transition area, well out of the way. Then what you're going to do is, after you set up your transition area, you are then going to, what we recommend that you do is you have a really good look at the ways in and out of transition. Okay, so top tip here. When you actually are in the middle of the race, it will sometimes is quite difficult and quite off-putting when you run into the transition area. You're a little bit in oxygen debt maybe, and you're struggling to work out, remember where you put your bike. Okay. So what we recommend is that you go over to where the entrance is, where it's marked run in. That is where you'll be running into transition, and then have a walk through and make sure you look at some marking points in the transition area to be able to find your bike nice and easily. Okay, do exactly the same thing coming back in from where the bike in is going to come from. So make sure that you know how to get back to your transition point, because you're going to have to rack your bike exactly where you took it from. Okay, it's a bit like having a car park for bikes. Everyone has their own slot. You have to go back to where you took your bike from. And yet again, very confusing. You come back off your bike and it all looks totally different to how you left, and you're going to be approaching it from the other end of transition, so everything looks different. So have a really good look, walk through it backwards and forwards a couple of times, make sure you're familiar. Maybe look for some kind of marking posts. It could be a tree nearby, it could be a flag, something like that. Yet again, top tip again, don't think, oh, I'm right next to the other yellow bike. because when you get there, that yellow bike may not be there, okay? So don't use other people's equipment as your marking point, okay? Try and use something that's physical, that's going to be remaining there throughout the entire race. All right, so you've now got your transition area all set up. You're now going to leave the transition area and go and warm up for the race. The transition area itself will be closing a few minutes before the start, okay? So it's important you get all that done. Make sure you leave plenty of time to sort out your numbers and your stickers and everything else in your transition area. Don't leave it to the last minute. So 9 AM will be the race start, okay? And basically we're going to be starting everybody at the same time. So the 3 different distances will all be happening. They're all running the same lap. Everyone will be starting at the same time. When you look in the race info, there is a layout, okay, of the there's like a layout map of the course, and especially around that sort of transition area. And you can see where the start is. It's on an internal road, and you are going to start by heading and basically running directly in front of the stately home. Then you do a little lap round a small grassy area in front of the house, and then you head through the gates and head into the grounds of the stately home itself. You run round the back of the grounds, and you come back again to appear back out in front of the house. Okay, so it's like one big lap of the grounds of the stately home. When you come back out, okay, when you're completing another lap, you need to go out on another lap. You're going to turn left and head out back down in front of the house again. And if you're heading into transition, you're going to turn right and head up towards the transition area. There will be well signed there and be marshalled, so it will be really straightforward on the day to know where to go. On the first run from the start, you'll be allowed to just run down the access road, okay? So you can basically just take up the whole space on the road, because there will be lots of other runners around. So we want to get you safely along there. We will make sure the traffic is stopped. However, for any other future laps, when you're running down there, we will put a coned lane along that access road. So please stay to the left of the cones as you are running down in front of the house, and that leaves space then for cars who are accessing the car park and the cafe to make their way safely down the other side of you, okay? Right, so you're going to do your run, okay? You're going to complete your number of laps that you need to do for your particular course, head into transition. When you get into transition, the first thing that you're going to do is put your helmet on, okay? So you're not allowed, British Triathlon rules say you're not allowed to touch your bike and be in contact with your bike until your helmet is on and done up, all right? So make sure you do that. Then you're going to take your bike and head out to the transition area. Do not get on it until you actually get to the mount line, okay? So there will be a very clearly labelled mount and dismount line on the internal road. Make sure you cross that line before you jump on your bike. You're then going to head out to the, you're going to turn left out of the access road onto the public highway, and you're then going to be starting your laps round the bike course. So the bike course is a 13-kilometre lap. In essence, it's sort of like it's only really got 2 turns on it, okay, in terms of sort of turning off. You basically head out, you go down through some woods, and then it climbs up in the woods again, up the other side, and you eventually get to a sharp left-hand bend, okay, where you're going to turn left. When you get there, it will be marshalled and really well signposted. Please be careful on that turn, because it almost doubles back on itself, okay? So you're going to double back on yourself, take that left turn. You've then got a long descent all the way down. It's a cracking descent you've got there, all the way down into the valley. And then there is a bit of a steep climb, okay, that you're going to do sort of out of that valley, back up onto the ridge, and then you ride along the ridge, and then you come to another sharp left turn to bring you back into the estate. All right, so there's only really 2 turns you're going to take on the lap. The rest of it is pretty much straight on, okay? You just follow your nose. It will obviously be well signed and posted out there, and there will also be marshals out there on the course. A couple of things to note. This course is taking place in the Chilterns. Those of you who are familiar with the Chilterns, these are country lanes that we are riding on. Okay, so I wouldn't personally. One thing to watch out for is obviously any rough ground on the roads. Okay, it is. I wouldn't recommend using sort of lightweight tyres for this course, and also we are riding in the middle of winter. So it is quite likely there will be sort of like some like debris and stuff on the road from the wind blowing from the trees, etc., and also little flints, etc. So if I was racing, I wouldn't be using my lightweight racing tyres. For this, I would have something a bit more robust with a bit of puncture protection. Nothing worse than in the middle of winter, in the middle of a race, finding yourself at the side of the road getting freezing cold because you've picked up a puncture. Just not worth it. So that's one thing to note. Also, just be aware of any potholes, etc. on the road. If there are any major potholes out there, we will mark them with spray paint the day before to highlight them to you. But obviously, it's your responsibility to make sure that you avoid any potholes out there. And also finally, on the entrance road coming back in towards the house, and also on the initial part that heads out down through the woods, there are speed bumps. Okay, now these speed bumps can be negotiated safely, absolutely fine. Just be sensible when you're going over them, and I recommend that you do not try and go over them on your tri-bars. If you've got tri-bars, don't stay on your tri-bars and try and ride over them. Put your hands wide onto the hoods, okay, for going over those speed bumps. Be safe. All right, you're going to complete the bike course. Like I say, the bike course is out in the countryside. There obviously will be, it's not a closed road event, there will be other users out there, other road users, so please be courteous to other road users. Obviously we hope that the motorists out there will be sensible and safe with us. Equally, don't forget there may be other road users, like for example there may be horses out there. We will be notifying local stables and equestrian centres, and hopefully they will decide not to go out on that morning. But if we do come across any horses out there, please be sensible and pass them nice and wide. Give them plenty of warning that you're approaching from behind, and if required, then please do slow down. Okay, other than that, there is, like I say, it is a draft illegal race, so no drafting is allowed. That means you must keep a 10-metre gap, okay, to the to the vehicles or bikes in front of you. If you're passing through the draft zone, then you've got 20 seconds to make the pass. If you don't make it in that time, then you must drop back behind the bike in front by that 10-metre gap. In the race information, there is a link to the British Duathlon website to explain the drafting rules, and there is also a link to the more wider British Duathlon rules around all of the race in competition information. Okay, so please, if you're new to the sport, have a look, certainly at the drafting rules, just so you understand what that is about. Okay, so the race itself, the bike, after you've completed your bike, you're then going to come back in. Make sure you get off your bike before you reach the dismount line. Okay, yet again, there will be a marshal there, making sure you get off your bike before the dismount line. Then you are going to walk your bike or run your bike back into transition, go back to the point where you need to rack it, and then you're going to head off on your final run. Complete the number of laps you need to do on your final run. It's exactly the same course as you did for the first one, so you'll know it really well. And then when you've completed the number of laps, you're going to basically head down the finish funnel, and basically that's where you will get your final time recorded, and you will also receive your medal and your finish line goodies. Okay, so it is a absolutely cracking venue. This is for it. Like I say, it's probably one of the most majestic duathlon venues in the country. Absolutely stunning, and we can't wait to sort of welcome you there to the venue. In the race information that you will be receiving, okay, it also is available on the website. Okay, we will have a link to it up there that was on the original website. Basically, make sure you have a good look at that. There are the race maps in there. There's also links to GPX files for those of you who like to have a GPX file on your head unit. If you've got a little GPS head unit on your bike, you can find a link to on there. There is a prize giving on the day, and also for the top 3 male and female finishers on each distance. That will take place as soon as we've ratified the results. Okay. There was also going to be 2 prize givings in the super sprint, one for those participants who are aged 15 to 19, and then there'll be a separate prize giving for any athletes who are older than that. Okay, so we have actually got 2. It's a new initiative we've got at Active Training World, encouraging 15 to 19 year olds to stay in the sport. So we're hoping that we're going to get a few of those turning up on the day as well. The results will be available on Active Training World's, on the Event Chip Timing website. That's our timing partner. So as soon as the results, as soon as you cross that finish line, within a matter of minutes, your time will have been uploaded onto the web. You can access it through Event Chip Timing. There'll be URLs, etc., on the side of the on the side of the timing gazebos, so you can easily access that. We will have pictures being taken at the race. We'll have an official event photographer. All of the pictures will be loaded up onto the Facebook page. We will have a poster at the registration area, so it'll have a little code that you can scan, okay, and a little QR code, and basically that will take you to the Facebook page, like the Facebook page, and follow us, and then you can access your photos totally free, download them, publicise them, share them, do whatever you want with them, okay? And that's one of the services we provide for you, get some cracking race photos for free. All right. Okay, I think that's just about it. Finally, just got to say that we're really looking forward to seeing you at Ashridge. So I think we really hope that everyone has a great race. I want it to be boring, but sort of like we hope that everyone stays safe. So I think at the event it is sensible. We don't have all the restrictions and rules that we had in place this time last year, which is superb. It means we can do things like mass starts, etc. But in the event of sort of like anything happening, we don't want people sort of crowding around, etc. So please just be sensible and stay safe out there. All right, that's it. We look forward to seeing you on Sunday the 20th of Feb. Okay, take care.